Vince, there are a lot of people who say all roads lead to God.
Hmm.
That's what you believed at one point.
Hmm.
And you've been immersed in cultures and around people that believe a lot of different religions, Hinduism and Buddhism and
Hmm.
Islam and atheism or whatever,
Hmm.
Christianity. And at one time you embraced that, but how would you respond to someone who says, it's all the same. God is in the universe, or God, we all worship the same God. All roads lead to God. How would you
Right.
respond to someone like that as a Christian?
Yeah. Well, I think, all religions have similarities, but that does not make them the same. You and I both have eyes, but we're not the same. We both have a mouth and teeth and hair, but we're not the same. And so I think that's a fallacy to clump all of these religions together and say Hinduism and Buddhism and Islam and Christianity and pantheism and they're all the same, and all of those paths lead to God, because what Jesus said was that he is the only way to God. And Islam teaches that Jesus is just a prophet, and Hinduism is that he's one of the gods, um, and that pantheism, the universe, is really the God. So they can't all be right, because in saying that they're all right, we're actually saying that they're all wrong, because they don't all agree on their doctrines and on the underlying base foundational beliefs. And so I think it sounds nice to say, all paths lead to God, all roads lead to Rome. I think it sounds nice, but all roads don't lead to Rome. Some roads lead to New York, some lead to Toronto, some lead to Houston, some lead to Rome. And I would say that, yeah, we can say that all paths lead to God, but the truth is that that's a contradictory statement. Um, the one path leads to God. Jesus says that he is that path. He is that way to God, and it is only through him. So either Jesus was kind of cuckoo, or Jesus really is God. And I think that's what we have to analyze here. I don't think we can. Some will say, "Oh, well, there's no evidence of Jesus Christ," and I think that's just misconception. There's ample evidence, biblically and extra biblically, of the person of Jesus Christ. I think the question really is he who he said he was? Is he really God, or was he just crazy? Right? And is his path the right way, or is it not the right way? And I think ultimately every skeptic needs to really dig in and look at his claim. And I know that some will say now that he didn't claim to be God, but I think that's easily debunked. He did claim to be God, and obviously the early followers of Jesus Christ claimed that he was God, and they even died for it and were martyred for it. So, um, to say that all roads, all paths lead to God, I think is just logically incoherent. And yeah, you really can't justify that statement. Before I could, because it sounds great, but it's just, yeah, I don't think you can logically come to that conclusion.
Yes, I would say that it's emotionally satisfying, but not very intellectually satisfying. Is it once you start really
Yes.
looking, teasing out, like you said before, the details
Yeah.
make the difference, right? So
Yes.
taking a look deeper.
Well said.
Um,
Yeah. The details
yeah,
make the difference. Yeah.
right. Especially when they have to do with big things about who God is or what salvation is, or all of those big things.
Exactly.